Yes, the next session is called Gathering Evidence of Effectiveness, and the purpose of the session is to introduce people to the reasons why there are many reasons why, but the reasons why we gather evidence of effectiveness and what that evidence looks like. What we're going to talk about this morning is gathering evidence of effectiveness, and I think yesterday it was fantastic when you talked about your examples of good and best practice. It was really lovely to see so much good practice that exists in people in this room. It was great. So what I want to do now is I want to brainstorm in the large group. Why do we gather evidence of effectiveness? Why do we need to do it? What I hope to achieve in the session is that people will expand their understanding of the reasons why we gather evidence of effectiveness. And I also hope that they'll develop an understanding of a new approach to CLD for gathering evidence of effectiveness, and that's using narrative inquiry. Looking at the challenges that we found from the research that we did about statistics and stories, we found that very much the outside wants hard information, that councillors, MSPs, MPs want hard information. They want data. They want numbers. And what we recognise is that the numbers don't always matter. Yes, it matters how many people came to the youth club, but it doesn't necessarily matter. But what we want is more to tell the story of the individuals that we've been working with, and that it's more soft data. So what we felt was important was mixed methods, which we've called statistics and stories. Need for more confidence, and there's a need for more confidence with statistics. You'll find that wherever you work, there's somebody who knows about statistics, and statistics can be really helpful in showing evidence of what you've done. But my experience is that community learning and development workers don't like statistics. But you'll find there's somebody in your organisation who loves statistics and is able to do it. And you're very able with statistics to, yes, you can lie with statistics, everybody can lie with statistics, but you can show things with statistics. And usually, for most things that we do, percentages and knowing how to do percentages is all you need. All you need. But there are more sophisticated techniques you can use which show a correlation between what you're doing and an increase in self-esteem or confidence. So if you find people in your authority who do know statistics, you can use those. The session was beneficial, I think, because people gave me feedback which said that they'd found a new way of producing stories of what they do, and that the stories were authentic and honest and showed the participants in an authentic light. Research is socially constructed. It's a way of finding out about knowing. It's socially constructed, and it's valued because of its rigour and because of its hardness. And so there are ways in which we can get stories that are rigorous and robust. By that I mean that they're valued highly by inspectors and by politicians, and you can use references to show that what you're doing is important. There are ways of telling stories of people's experience that are rigorous and robust and valid in research terms, which makes them very strong. Because evidence is not something that's evidence or not evidence. It's a continuum where you have strong evidence on one side and evidence light on the other side. Sort of just about evidential, and anecdote is sort of somewhere off in the distance. And so there's this approach to research called narrative inquiry. And narrative inquiry is simply a means of getting the story of somebody's experience. And what you do is you have a one-to-one conversation with an individual, or you can do it with a group, and you ask them simply to tell you a story about their experience. If I was doing narrative inquiry with, say, a youth group that I was working with, I'd say, tell me about the first time you heard about the youth club. Oh, well, I heard about it from my mate who said it was good, so I wasn't sure about coming along, but he said I should come along, so I did. And the only questions I would ask would be about the story. So what happened on the first time you came? Oh, well, we played football and we did a bit of table tennis and that was good. And you just get them to tell you the story. And eventually you'll get to the point where they tell you that it was really good, and you might ask them, why do you think it's good, which is conceptualizing a bit, but why do you think it was good? Oh, because I got on well with everybody, and we did some work about resumes, and that was all right, and I got a job. And you'll find that what they tell you is absolutely revealing, and you analyze it, and you look at the language, and you look at you look at what's said, the content, and you look at the language or the process of what's said. And you'll find that it's really revealing of confidence, self-esteem, and so on.